guys.
The co-sleeping. Oh man.
That
I
was
still feel so bad to Kennedy for that.
The co-sleeping literally was
so
almost
funny.
the end of this show.
It was.
It was, and it was funny watching it from the outside because I was streaming it that night. Because it's like, oh, cool, Kennedy's on, and I was like, what the heck is going on? These two are going to murder each other. Because it was talking about, you guys were talking about something like, is the SSPX and SISM? And I just remember commenting like,
no, dude. Okay, so here's what happened. I'll tell you guys the real co-sleeping story, and then we got to get off because I got work tomorrow. So, the debate I think started something to do with Angela, and Angela is very passionate about that subject, and Angela and I had a falling out behind the scenes, and we were just getting ready to like start talking again and patch things up.
Like literally days before, I'm talking with Anthony, like, dude, come on, just make it right. Like just fix this.
We were about to fix things up, and I had some like really important, like I had some really strong opinions on co-sleep. Like every once in a while, I'll have like something come to me where like I'm like, this is actually kind of important. I want to talk about this.
You get manic about things that
like I want to talk about this. Like this is something I want to talk about. And Rob was like, nah, man, I don't think it's a good idea. So what happened was Angela had said something about co-sleeping on Twitter. And I was like, I wrote a bunch of stupid tweets saying like, I'm going to lose friends over this one, not thinking she was going to take it so personally and stuff like that. Like, I just wasn't thinking. It was never meant to hurt her. It was just me not thinking, trying to be hyperbolic on Twitter. You know me, I'm an idiot, you know? So we come on the show and Rob does not want to have the conversation, but I don't understand why he doesn't want to have the conversation. Like, I think he's just like, nah, I'm not interested in talking about this. I even think it's because he co-sleeps with his kids and he's being defensive, but that's not what it was. It's not what it was. What it was is he didn't want to see things boil up with me and Angela.
Yeah.
Like, that's really why Rob was upset, but I didn't know that. And we had a real fight on air about it, and he was angry at me. And Kennedy comes on, has no idea this just took place, and Kennedy starts talking, and I think me and Rob just had like an argument on air, and I text Rob while Kennedy's talking. I go, dude, people are going to like that fight. It was a very real moment. And he just texts me back. He goes, I don't give a flying F what anybody thinks. He was mad. And I didn't understand it. I'm like, what the hell is happening here? Like, I didn't know what. I'm like, what am I missing here? So we have an amazing interview with Kennedy.
Which I don't remember to this day because I was
Kennedy comes on and the Matrix comes up and he starts talking about how the guys who made the Matrix are trans, and I go, yeah, their parents probably co-slept with them. Like, I made a joke about co-sleeping with Kennedy. It's one of the funniest lines I've ever said, and it got nothing. Rob didn't laugh. He was so angry. It was like we just come off this fight where it's like real. It was like a real moment. Kennedy comes on, and I'm like, and I make that joke, and I just see Rob. Rob's not even listening to the conversation with Kennedy. He's at all. Freaking looking at Twitter. He's looking at
I've listened to it since. It's like, man, Kennedy really opened up about like what he went through, like becoming trad. I'm like, damn.
Thank God I wasn't as emotionally invested because I didn't know what was going on, because I was able to conduct the Kennedy interview because I just was confused. Like, I was like, I don't even know what the hell Rob's so mad about right now. Like, I didn't even understand it. So I was able to conduct the Kennedy interview. The Kennedy interview ends. We get off air. And I'm just thinking like, all right, we're going to cool off here and everything will be fine. And then I go on Twitter and I see Angela loses it. She's really upset. And she's like, I see. Oh, so you think you're going to lose friends? Like, she was really upset. And I was a total asshole for doing this. But I wasn't thinking about Angela like that. Like, it wasn't like I was trying to hurt Angela. I was just thinking about put on a show. I was just thinking about tweet. Like, I just wasn't.
For anyone who doesn't know, Angela from Integrated with Angela Erickson was on trivia all the time with us.
And Nick just did a show with Angela 3 days ago. Mm-hmm. Yeah, Nick just did a show with Angela. So if you guys haven't seen that, it's on Nick's channel and it's on Angela's channel. And they talk about marital debt and stuff like that. They should have talked about co-sleeping. It would have been funny.
I would have done this background. I would have brought it up.
What's awesome is, when was that? 2 years ago or so?
About that.
So Hope and I have we basically purposefully conceived a fourth child in order to ask Anthony to be the godfather and Angela to be the godmother.
So I'm going to see Angela in the summer. I'm excited, dude. I can't wait. Like, I really can't wait to see Angela. Like, thank God all this stuff blew over. And so Angela and I wound up having a conversation. We'll get to there. But so that night we get off air and I'm like, all right, that was a little awkward. But like, then I see this all blowing up on Twitter and stuff. And Rob shoots me a text and he goes, dude, I'm done. He goes, I'm not doing this anymore. And he was dead freaking serious.
I was serious
dead,
for like 36 hours.
Dead serious, like he was done. He goes, I'm taking my name off everything. I'm switching all the accounts into your name. I'm not losing my soul over this shit. And I'm like, I look at the text. And I'm not Rob, I'm not gonna lie. Like we had just started making money. Like we were just at that point where we started making money.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, man, am I actually going to consider the money right now? Like, is that like the thought went through my head? I'm like, no. And so I texted Rob back and I go, listen, I know you're furious with me right now. Take a night to sleep on a decision like that. Like, you don't just pull out when you're angry in the moment. I said, just take a day to sleep on it. We'll talk tomorrow. The next day we talked, he was still furious. Like, he still did not want to talk to me. And I'm like, all right, give it another day. And like it, and I remember talking to Father Nix because I was like, I got to talk to somebody about this. And Father Nix was going to like mediate between us. And I'm like, I don't think that's necessary. I'm like, I think he's very upset right now.
Father Nix did call me.
Yeah, but because Rob had said some mean shit to me.
I did.
Yeah, Rob said some really mean shit to me.
I did.
He was upset, but so was I. Like, this, you guys don't know how, like, this was very serious. This wasn't just I upset Angela. It was like Rob was so mad at me, and I never seen him snap like that. And he said some hurtful shit to me, and it was like, it was really rough. But I know Rob enough to know, like, give him a day or two and he'll calm down. So like that did happen. Like Rob calmed down. But even when we continue to do, so like I said, Rob, come on, think about how much work we put into this. Think about how, and it was like, we're going to figure this out. And this is like, men have fights and we figure it out, you know? But even those 2 months after that was still hard for us.
Mm-hmm.
Because there was no real, like, he was still mad at me. We were performing and nobody knew there was tension behind the scenes, but it was a performance and we had to work through that. Like, that's why.
Thanks, Molly. Thanks.
Vicious.
Yeah, it can be really bad.
Vicious. It was. I'm not even going to repeat.
Like when I start to get mad, like it takes a while for it to build up. But while it's building up, I'm thinking of all the things I can say.
You can say to hurt me. Yeah, I don't think he meant it. I think you were just trying to hurt me.
There are some things that I still think were good points, but yes, I think. But I like, okay, I don't.
They're still
trying to lie, right? Like I do
acting.
mean what I say, but I phrase them in a way that I know is going to cut to the bone and hurt, and that's
especially
good,
because
obviously.
I'm already self-conscious about certain things.
Yes,
I'm
and that's what I generally.
Yeah, I'm already self-conscious about certain things, so he knew the button to push.
Yep.
So
and I pushed it hard.
And yeah, but we all have things that we tend towards. So it's like he knows what I'm sensitive to because I'm like always worried that that's what I'm doing in this, but whatever. So those 2 months after that happens, like it was there was no friendship behind the scenes. Like we were business partners for that period, and it was weird. Like it was like, I don't know. We weren't acting like it towards each other, but I knew there was like I was like, I hope we work through this, man. And it took about 2 months, and something good must have happened and we just called each other on the phone and we were excited about something together. And I think that was the repair of it. But I'm not even kidding. The past probably year, man, what like maybe it was Pennsylvania, from Pennsylvania on. Was that after Pennsylvania or before Pennsylvania?
I think it
was before.
It was before PA.
So the episode with Kennedy, I just pulled it up here. When was that? That was
man,
Adrian
with the freaking innuendo, buddy.
Well, that is literally just what we said, though. When was the date on this? Does it give me a date? Stupid YouTube.
So, yeah, I can't remember. It probably was Pennsylvania when like we finally got to like hang out in person. Might have been something after that, but like the past year has been like, I don't know, like I remember telling, like, because Nicole kept asking me, she's like, how are you and Rob? How are you and Rob? I'm like, we're getting better. But like especially the past 6 months, it's been like, I feel like I got my friend back. Like we're friends again and we're talking every day. And it's like, that's why I said, like, Tim, that's kind of why I wanted to talk about the Tim thing, where he was saying like when two people are running a show, it's not easy, man. You're dealing with two personalities that one might have an idea to go one way and the other might have an idea to go the other way. It's not an easy thing to manage, but the last conversation we had about it was, look, no matter what the hell happens, like, I'd rather tank the show than lose you as my friend. Like, I'd seriously rather walk away from the show than lose Rob as my friend. So no matter what happens here, like, our friendship has to come first. If we're ever upset with each other,
especially because you're gonna be my son's godfather.
That's and that means something to me, right? So it's like I've learned so much about managing friendships through this show and relationships, that even like through all the different people we've met and all these things, like, it's not easy to manage relationships and friendships. And me and Rob talked about you, Nick. It was like I don't, because we've caught comments where people, like, especially when you voice your SSPX opinions and stuff, like, people will be like,
or when you sit there and kind of stew on them while someone talks about the Novus Ordo.
Yeah, like, so we've had comments where people are like, maybe you could get the SSPX conversation out of the thing and maybe do a show with just you and Anthony. And it's like, okay, so if one or two people said that, I don't care. Like, I love Nick. He's my brother. Like, I don't care if somebody doesn't like his opinion on the SSPX, or like, I don't care at this point. Like, I care too much about Nick at this point. So I don't give a shit if somebody in the audience is upset at something you said. Like, we're beyond that. Like, we've built real friendships here. It's not like, this isn't like, oh, you know somebody on Twitter. Like, we're like, it's beyond that. I'm going to be godfather to Rob's kid. I've spent time with people that I've met through this show. I freaking went to Italy with Bobby. I've got, like, this is not just a freaking YouTube show. I don't know. It's more than that. So that's kind of where we're at right now. And part of the Thursday membership show is to give you guys more of an inside look of some of this stuff. That's part of why I wanted to do this, because I don't really care so much about growth anymore. I care more about, like, nurturing the friendships that we've made.
Yeah, I oftentimes will have sometimes people reach out to me and they'll give me some type of crap about one of you two, and I always tell them to go pound sand, because it's just like, because it's just like, and most of the time it's, again, these hyperbolic emotional criticisms where it's just like, you're not coming at it with the perspective of, I disagree with such and such on this point of view. It's like, this person's horrible, they're destroying X, Y, and Z. And it's just like, you don't understand or know these people. Like, form a relationship with this person. If not, if you're just going to sit there and belittle someone, just go pound sand.
Yeah, look, I this is kind of what I always try to like. I think this is part of patriarchy. Like, I don't hear anybody talking about it, but I do think it's part of patriarchy. Being somebody that can bring people together, and they have different perspectives and they don't agree on anything, but it doesn't matter. Like, there's something more to a friendship than agreeing with people on everything. It's not about that. It's about really
It's
trying
loyalty.
loyalty and keeping people together, even when shit gets really hard. Like that freaking incident, man, was probably such an important part of the development of this show. That tense period was a
That
really
was almost 2 months after Pennsylvania, by the way. I just looked. It was end of November 2023. Because
right
it makes sense
then.
because that's why you reached out to Father Nick's, because we had both spent time with them.
That's right, man.
Yeah.
It's just but that whole incident, I think, kind of like forged our friendship in fire. Like I really do. Like it's not it. Yeah, it's and I wound up having a conversation with Angela that didn't go great. Because there was some things in the background there that she didn't see my perspective on and stuff, and I hurt her, and I hurt her, and it's like it sucks when you hurt somebody, especially when you don't do it on purpose, but you hurt them, and it's like I had my justifications for doing it in my head, but like who gives a crap? Like it's like I hurt somebody, and it sucks when you hurt somebody. So like there were people giving me shit for apologizing because it wasn't just Angela. Angela didn't participate in the public coming down on me, but if anybody remembers what happened from that whole thing,
yeah, man,
dude, the whole freaking all of Twitter came after me, like ruthless. All those women.
I think
Melody
it took Molly
Lyons,
6 months to start talking and following you on Twitter.
Molly
again.
too. Her and I have had heated things too, and she's taken time to like warm up to me and like see that I'm not the guy that's tweeting, you know. But that incident that went down on Twitter from that whole thing, it got ruthless. Like the things people were saying to me and about me were ridiculous to the point where this is my Tuesday and Thursday night thing. It's like kitchen table conversation like any other.
I'm not even. Hold on. Oh boy.
Oh no.
You guys are the worst.
Yo, I am done with Black Owl. That's enough. That's too far. So what that whole thing that happened on Twitter, like it was so bad that people that didn't like me were like, guys, come on, this is enough. Like you guys are going too far. Like everybody, including freaking Rob, because he was so mad at me that Rob added to it. And
I egged it on.
That was part of the thing that happened. And I freaking called him up and I go, I don't give a shit how mad you are at me. Stay out of this. Let them say what they got to say. Don't let them like divide us. Like, don't let them.
I think that's what started to like get me to cool down. It's like, holy I really did do something bad here. Like,
yeah,
like I really did screw up.
Everybody came down on me and it was bad.
It was probably also really awkward that 2-month period too, because it's like everyone kept making jokes in the comment section. And it's just
it took a while for me and Rob to be able to make light of it.
Yeah.
Like now it's like the co-sleeping thing, but I don't, nobody really knew. We make co-sleeping jokes. You guys didn't know this.
No, yeah, like we might have laughed at those comments for but it was, we were acting for a few months that it was funny.
Yeah, it was purely business for the 2 months after that. Like we were able to still be friends on screen, but there wasn't anything behind the show that was a friendship. Like it was just kind of like, all right, we're going through the motions. We're still being funny and we're still having good rapport on the show, but I started to make those comments on the day. I'm sure you did, Grover.
We know, Grover.
But it was what happened to me on Twitter. It also, like I got to a point where I was just like, I don't give a shit what anybody thinks about it. Like it toughened me up to go, because at first I was like reading every comment. I'm like, oh, should I defend myself? So what happened was I apologized to Angela, and people thought I was apologizing to all the vicious women that were coming because they came at me like a witch's coven. Like in a way, I was just like, you freaking women are vile. Like all of them. They thought they were like getting to me. I'm like, you're all disgusting. All of your husbands should take your phone away. You're just sickening. Like that's how I felt about them. I was like, how do any of you think it's appropriate to yell at someone else's husband on the internet? Like, get off the internet, all of you. Like that's how I felt. But I did feel bad for hurting my friend Angela, like very bad. So I apologized to Angela, and everybody took it like I was cowering to the mob. That's not what I was doing. I hurt one particular person, so I was trying to not. Because what if Rob wasn't mad at me, I'd have freaking like I don't give a shit about co-sleeping. Like I don't care. Like all you women want to sleep in bed with your kids because you don't want to sleep with your husband. That's what I wanted to say. It's like, yeah, I know why you guys all love co-sleeping. So that would have been my reaction to it. I know there's way more to co-sleeping than that, Rob. Stop rolling your eyes.
No, I wasn't.
But like you guys know me, and when somebody comes after me, I want to react a certain way, but there was a person I cared about involved in it, and I couldn't, so I had to just kind of take it all and just sit there and just let people say awful shit about me without defending myself at all. It was a rough, man. I forgot how much went down through that.
Oh, you know what it was? Someone in the chat says it was Trad Recovery that reunited you guys.
It might be
because that was like spring and summer, like 4 or 5 months after that.
It was just the most corny crap of all time.
Yeah, I'll say this though, man. I like because my wife kept asking me, she's like, "How are you and Rob?" Because Nicole was very worried about us, Rob. Like she was very worried about. She wasn't worried about the show. She was worried about us. Like she was worried about us, and it's like, I'm so happy I had her to talk to during that time because she kept me very measured, and Jeremiah started the show and repaired it, the real engine of this show. AB recovery.
I'm sure we'll have some type of section at the second conference coming up. You got to make another after that, Anthony. You got to make it.
Oh, man. Now, let me ask you something. Do you think this whole segment is appropriate to put publicly on YouTube?
I don't see why not, honestly.
Because I honestly think it was probably some most we've ever revealed of behind the scenes.
Yeah, for sure.
But that's the thing about a show that you're seeing on the internet. Like you don't know what goes into these. And that's why I tell you guys, like we put a lot into it. You're not just putting time in. Like you're putting your emotions into something like this. You're putting your heart into it.
Mm-hmm.
You're putting relationships on the line. There's a lot that goes into putting something like this together and maintaining it and maintaining the friendships through it. And it's like, it's not as easy as people think. People think you just throw on a camera and it's like, oh yeah, these guys are great. It's a lot, man. You guys it takes time away from our families. It's like my wife on Tuesdays and Thursday nights wants to kill me because I come in. She's sleeping right now, and I'm gonna walk in and turn all the lights on to get myself into bed, and I gotta wake up at 4 a.m. So we went long tonight. We're gonna wrap this because I do have to get to sleep. Whoa, Margot's still in here? I thought Margot would have bailed a while ago.
On just because of the length of the show or because of the daily work?
Yeah, I haven't seen Margot like stick around for a full live show in a long time.
Margot, I want to apologize for the other day on Twitter. I was a little harsh on you. So I'm sorry.
I will say this. I genuinely like her fiance. I
handled it pretty well.
Like him. He's very funny. Margot, we're all very happy for you.
Yeah, I'm never gonna not make fun of you for the whole Daily Wire thing, but just know, like, if I get a little melancholic on Twitter at you,
it's because it's
who
Daily
I am.
Wire stuff. It's not because of you personally.
Yeah.
It's just the Daily Wire stuff. The Daily Wire stuff is a weird one.
Okay, so Margot, my wife did tell me you texted her, and no, Margot, I don't hate you when I do that stuff on Twitter. Okay, don't worry about that.
She's super sensitive. Yeah, the Daily Wire stuff. I feel bad for her because she has so many friends in the Daily Wire, and we're so averse to the Daily Wire fans. It's not the Daily Wire as much as the Daily Wire fans. But I'm still cordial with Britta, and
I can't stand her.
I don't mind her. I know what she's doing. It's like I don't mind Britta. I drastically differ in opinion with her, but I think she's got a good heart, Britta. She's just a Daily Wire fangirl. That's all. But all right, we're gonna wrap this one up, guys. Yeah, man. Thank you guys for supporting us because this is literally you guys. Like we wouldn't be able to do this without you guys. So Molly and Grover, thank you guys for doing those gifted memberships last episode. Very much appreciated. All of you guys that support us, thank you guys so much. I'll try to come up with some good stuff for Tuesday's live show. We'll see how that goes. And
Tuesday's supposed to be trivia, remember?
Is that April 1st?
Yes.
Okay. You want to do it?
I mean, they're
why don't we do it Thursday to give me, because I'm not going to be able to, and then nobody will think it's a April Fool's joke or anything. Let's do it no, because that's a members show.
April 1st is the 3rd anniversary of us starting to work together.
All right, let's do it. No April Fool's joke, no nonsense. We're going to do trivia. We're going to have Anthony, New Crusade, and Majorian's Musings.
We got to have Jason and Mark.
Jason and Mark.
And Nick.
And Nick.
What, Nick? What?
I hate trivia, man. But we'll do it. No. We will do it.
Well, Nick, you don't have
to come. You can if you want, but you don't have to. You're always invited, is the point. So see how you feel about it.
I just always win, but I never get anything.
According to Jason,
Jason wins every time.
Yeah.
Jason just sucks at trivia, and he's just prideful. That's what it is.
Oh, I'm clipping that and sending it to him.
Clip it. Tell him I said it.
Oh man! All right, I gotta get to bed. It's freaking 10:15. I have to go to bed. 10:20.
We should pass the baton on to the homeless guy with the bicycle. We do need to have him. That guy, he'd be interesting to talk to.
Oh, for sure.
Shake face ache or whatever.
Also, Alex Malone always gives us like a $30 super chat every show, man. Like
that was Andy Malone.
Andy Malone, not Alex. Alex Malone, we know in real life.
Yes.
Andy Malone, thank you so much for your generosity. Yeah, thank you guys, man. This has been a long journey. It's been a lot of fun. You guys saved my lives in some ways, so
I'm never gonna get over that one.
All right, thank you guys. All right, take us out before I say more shit that I shouldn't.
Okay.
Let's go.